Hey, I'm Debbie Rodriguez, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I am actually in Mazatlan, Mexico. It's 6 o'clock here at night on, I think it's Thursday. And I was told that this is like a seriously casual event and that I could bring wine. So I have my wine and I am ready. I'm ready to chit chat with everybody. And this is my book, The Moroccan Daughter. So I'm just so excited because I have been reading, or I watched other interviews on this Facebook page, and I thought it was really, really seriously fun uh, to have so much interaction. So I am here, and hey Sophia, I'm so glad to see you here. um, I'm just really happy that I'm doing this event with all of you today. And so I want to just get started now. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about myself. So many people know me by the little coffee shop of Kabul. I started out in Afghanistan, starting a salon, a beauty school in Afghanistan. And I wrote my first book called The Kabul Beauty School. And so after that, when I was 5 years in Afghanistan teaching hairdressing, I decided I needed like a real cup of coffee. So I started the coffee house. And so that's when I had such an unusual experience in the coffee house that I decided that I wanted to write about it after I got back. So, oh, Jasmine, why did you decide to set your book in Morocco? This is really an interesting question because when I came back from Afghanistan, I decided that I wanted to um, see Morocco. So I went out to Morocco, and oh my goodness, I felt like my heart was free. And I enjoyed it so much. And I always wanted to uh, I wanted to set a book there. And so um, after listening to inspiring people talk about Morocco and visiting it, it was, I, it's one of those places where your heart races faster, and it's just so amazing. So I want to wine. Oh, Lisa, wine. Damn, you just made my coffee, made coffee, but wine sounds heaps better. Yeah. So yes, here is to you, Lisa, and I'm having my wine, and I'm sorry. You could always put like Bailey's in your coffee or something. So cheers. So I wanted to have, I had a friend of mine said, you need to really meet my friend who is Moroccan American. And so when I met her, she told me all about her life in Morocco, and how her father was a director of prison, how she lived on the grounds of a prison. So she was like this inspiration for my character, Amina. And I fell in love with her. She was such a storyteller. And so then when I read about the marriage festival up in Imishil in the High Atlas, it's the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. This was like a giant flea market with camels and donkeys and anything you can possibly imagine. They were selling uh, car parts, tractor parts, blue jeans, makeup, making kebabs. It was dusty. It was loud. It was a commotion. You could get your donkey and your blue jeans all in one place. And I fell in love with it. But also this is where young people from all over the Atlas Mountains would come so they could meet each other and so that they could get married. It used to be that they would meet on day one and, get to know each other maybe through their family on day two and get married on day three. This isn't happening as much right now, but it was like this. It's all based out of this tragic Romeo and Juliet story. Uh, it was so amazing. And so once I heard about Imashil and the marriage festival, there was no way that I could not um, set the book in Morocco. It was so exciting. So the Moroccan Daughter. What is the Moroccan Daughter? The Moroccan Daughter is a book about love. It's a book about forbidden love. It's a book about hidden secrets. It's a book about keeping secrets for a long time. It's a book about the clash of cultures, about a young Moroccan woman who is torn between her traditions of family honor and the way she was, say, raised and the way her family wants her to be and the man they want her to marry. And it's tradition versus modern. There's so many amazing things in Morocco. Uh, if you, I know we're all in, with the pandemic, Morocco will give you this, the Moroccan Daughter gives you a chance to read about the clash of cultures and take this amazing um, little trip to Morocco. The Fez Medina, which is where a lot of the book takes place. Okay, I want to just about to start it. Oh, on my table. Love your cover books. Thank you, Anita. My heart warms. Like I get so excited about the little coffee shop because that was such a fun. That was such a fun book to write. But so, you know what? I wondered, I was going to ask everybody here, has anybody ever gone to Morocco before? And just let me know. And if you haven't gone to Morocco, would you ever be interested in going into Morocco? Does it tempt you? Because let me tell you about Fez. Fez is where the backdrop of this book is this Medina, which is like alleyways. It's like 9,000, I think they said about 9,000 little alleyways and little pathways that are intertwined in this ancient working Medina. To give you an example, uh, when you walk through the Blue Gate of Fez, you could almost feel the energy of the city vibrating around you with it's like madness, right? It's like there's donkeys kind of trampling on you, like they're coming at you, and you have to back up against the wall to even let them go by. And it's so full, so rich, so loud, so chaotic. The smells are everywhere. It's insane. Uh, but I just love it. Okay, so I want to Vanessa. Oh, so you went to Morocco in 2016. Amazing. You know what? Isn't Morocco like one of these things? It's almost contagious. Uh, it's you can't get enough of it once you're there, and it's so different on every level. And that's why with the book, it's so interesting to have the book take place in Fez and then also takes you up to the Atlas Mountains. Um, oh, I know. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Alita Forward. Hi from Sydney. Can't wait to travel to Morocco. I know. You know what? You will not regret it. Read the book, and then you will think, "Oh my goodness, I want to go now." Um, Emily, uh, I was just wondering if at all, how was your writing how has your writing process changed grown from book to book. Um, I think with the last, say, 3 books, 2 books, I really feel like I'm finding my groove. I'm finding my voice. I'm finding what I like. I like to set books in um, more exotic locations. I really like female empowerment. I like female voices. Uh, I like to touch on some cultural issues. I think that it's kind of fun to go on a little trip when you're reading a book, but come out like you're sitting there and you're all casual and you think, wow, I didn't know that about that place. And plus you have this fantastic story to hear and experience while you're reading. Um, Oh, Lynn, I love my covers, and let me tell you, it is completely the publishers. They, I, my illustrators and for this book is amazing. They do such a good job. Um, I can't, I don't even, I get so overwhelmed with how good the covers are. Um, I pronounced your name right, Alita. Oh, it's a beautiful name. Um, Anita, all those things come through so strongly in your book. Empowerment is tangled in all of them. You know what? I think that I always have a very strong female because I really think that, us women, we have each other, right? And it's so important that we band together. And I really think, and maybe it's because like in my life, I'm a hairdresser. I'm in Mazatlan, Mexico. I still have a little spa here. And what's so important to me is female friendships. And because I've been surrounded by women all my life in the beauty shop, we have solved every problem ever in a beauty shop. And that's why I wanted to have two of my characters, Charlie and B, who are grandmother and granddaughter hairdressers. And B is blind and she's older. She's quirky. She is like bohemian. She's got big turbans. She wears scarves on her head. She's got the clunky jewelry, the beautiful, colorful glasses. She is who I want to be. Like I aspire to be B. Charlie and B were originally introduced in Island on the Edge of the World, and I could not get enough of B. And she is so funny, and that I had to bring her to Morocco. So this is something that a part of it's important for me to literally walk in the footsteps of my characters. So after I get the book somewhat storyboarded, so to speak, that's when I will do a very extensive research trip. And so B is blind. She's in her 70s. So imagine that seemed like a really good idea until I walked into that Medina and I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, what have I done? B, she's never going to make it uh, in this Medina. She's going to get run over by donkeys. She's going to like vendors are going to be, she's going to be bumping into them. The pavement is uneven. It was a landmine of so many things you could trip over. And cats were just absolutely everywhere. And so the thing is what was interesting is I had rented this giant riad that is featured in the book because a riad is a palatial home that the style that they have in Morocco. And so it was really important that I, wasn't tough, but it was important that I stay in one of these riads because they're so quirky on their own. And so, but about 10 days prior to actually leaving for this trip, which was a research trip in Fez and also going up to the marriage festival, my research partner had an emergency, a medical emergency, and she couldn't make it. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. I had also read a little bit that the riads were kind of haunted, and so I sent out an SOS to my girlfriends. I said, I can't do this. I need you guys. I need somebody with me. I had two girlfriends that flew to Fez or to Casablanca. We met there. We traveled, but my one girlfriend, she had had knee surgery, and by the time we had gone through the gate and we're trying to navigate, I'm completely freaking out about not being able to see. Uh, Her knee swelled up about this big. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, what have I done? And I'm thinking, Linda's not going to be able to make it, and nor is B in this Medina. Until the manager of the Riyadh said, don't worry, Debbie, we got this. And he brings in this very handsome, young, strapping man in a wheelchair. And so, Linda, we put in the wheelchair. And that was so amazing because we could experience um, the Medina with our eyes closed. Linda had her eyes closed through so much of this trip because I was like, what do you see? What are you smelling? How does that feel to you? And then like she goes, something is rubbing my leg. It was a cat. And it's like, so the senses, and I've really, I mean, sad about Linda's knee, but wow, what a cool thing to be able to experience this Ria or this Medina with your eyes closed. And I kind of took a few spins in the wheelchair myself, and it was amazing to know what that felt like and what. So I think it just changed the whole level of the research. So let's see. Natalie, in what way was the writing experience of the second book different from the first book? Um, the writing experience. So this one is so I'm thinking you're asking about maybe the Kabul Beauty School and the little coffee shop of Kabul. Um, you know what? Each book has like its own life. Um, like this, the Moroccan Daughter flowed so easily because the story was such a good story, because I had a Moroccan consultant that just worked with me the whole time. The inspiration from Mina, um, it was, I mean, every book is a different beast, basically, in a sense. Every book is different. The writing experience just is so varied from book to book, and that the Haiti book, that was just such a different way of writing, just a different experience altogether. Um, let's see, what do we got? Where do you think your next book will be set in? Oh my goodness. You know what? I was thinking about doing like a survey or something to think where would somebody like the book set in? Where are some of the favorite places in the world that you think would be interesting? I I I'm kind of leaning towards Colombia. I I have this urge to have it in um in a Latin country, and so I'm kind of leaning there. And so I have to go to Colombia, and I've got to wait till after this pandemic is kind of settled, and so that I can travel. Lynn, are many characters like real people? You know what? Yes, a lot of them are definitely inspired by real people. You'll find at the end of the book there's a character named Frederick. He is this French uh, man that we met in one of the riads. He was a riad owner, and he just told me he was so funny. He was really loving. He wanted to be marry or date a Moroccan woman, which is complicated right there. And I remember listening to his stories of love, and I don't know if the Moroccan women love me or for my riad. And I said, I think it could be a combination of both. I I mean, his Riyadh was so gorgeous. I said, "I'll love you for your Riyadh." Um, are you working on another book, Carolyn, at this moment? I've got the story in my head. I've been working on it for quite some time. I just need to I need to test the location. I need to test my characters in the location. And so I'm just like I said, I'm kind of stuck right now. How long, Linda, how long does it take you to write the first draft once you have the story idea? The first draft after, I mean, basically, it kind of depends. Like this time, I was really had to go to the marriage festival, which was in September, end of September. So I had to time everything around that. So some of the book was written, but a lot of the lot there was a lot of holes in the book. So usually from kind of depends. From beginning to first draft is, I would say, about a year, with research and some delays because of research, possibly. Um, why not Australia? You know what? I've thought about that. I've not been to Australia. And so it would be hard for me. I would need to like move in with one of you guys and live in Australia a little while to really get the flow of it. And I often think that I would. I mean, there's so many amazing Australian authors that probably know a bit more about Australia. But you know what, though? B could definitely go to Australia. So who knows? Maybe it will be Australia. I don't know. Just kind of kind of just playing around with that. Oh, Linda, thank you. She said, I love your covers and settings. I know. It's like my best way to travel, and the covers are fantastic. Natalie, from all your books, is there a particular character you connect most with? So, first of all, Sunny in the little coffee shop of Kabul, she was definitely a strong combination of myself and other very strong women that I met while I was in Afghanistan. I I I felt like it was my voice often through Sunny. B, I really connect with B because I just love B and I want to be B. I want B to be like travel with me. I want to travel with her, and she's so funny. Um, Emily, what kind of books do you like reading? I like reading also similar books to like what I write. I love reading books. I love historical fiction. I love books set in other countries. I like to be able to learn something about a place maybe I've never been. I love reading about the different cultures. Um, I any book that set someplace else like is a draw. And oh, the books I read, I think every book that had a queen in it. Like I love royal families. I mean, I really do. Like I could read anything with a queen in it. That's like um my favorite. Lynn, what made you originally go to Afghanistan? I originally went with a disaster relief team that I trained. So I went to Afghanistan to do on this medical team, and I was absolutely useless with medical, but I'm a hairdresser by trade. So I brought my scissors and boom, I started doing hair. And once I started doing hair, I realized that I needed to find out what the problem was and why Afghans weren't doing the hair. And that's when I realized that everything had gone underground, that they had been at war so long in civil war that they were had lost a lot of their skill set. They didn't have a lot of their tools. And then I co-founded the Kabul Beauty School. So, and then I was in the Afghanistan for 5 years doing the beauty school and then also the coffee house. Anita um, Alexander, she writes much the same. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Um, oh, Anita, have you ever read any of Australian author Belinda Alexander? You know what? I have read. I haven't read hers, but I absolutely want to because I was doing some research and Googling and her name kept popping up. What are my favorite authors? You know, I there is I always do such a bad job with his name. Luis Uria. Oh, I'm going to tell you the name of the book instead. It's a very long Mexican name. He wrote The Hummingbird's Daughter, one of the best books I've ever read, ever. And I think because a lot of the books started out like in the area I am in, Mazatlan, and brings you into the Arizona area. Fantastic book. Lisa C., Jamie Ford are some of my favorites. I again, and anything with a queen in it. Um, did you feel safe in Afghanistan? You know what? Uh, yeah, I actually, yes and no. When you're safe, you feel very safe. When you're not safe, you feel very not safe. Um, you get kind of, I don't know. It's a very unusual place to be in, and the security is sketchy at best. But then, it was difficult and it was amazing. But when I didn't feel safe, I you feel very afraid. Um, what was the inspiration for this book? What made you choose Morocco? My inspiration was meeting a young woman whose father was uh, in a director of prisons, and she lived on the compound of a prison, and she was so amazing with her stories, and she just shared so much of her life and her stories, which were just an inspiration. And so Elmina was inspired by her, and then reading about the wedding festival that takes place. Who doesn't love a city of love? And this was like this wedding festival up in the high Atlas Mountains. That was why. And because I love absolutely everything about Morocco. Debbie from Perth, my book club read The Little Coffee Shop of Kabul and was unanimous. Yes, we love it. Oh, thank you. Looking forward to reading The Moroccan Daughter. Well, I'm looking forward to you reading The Moroccan Daughter too. And if anybody ever wants me to join their book club, I'm in. I love book clubs. I can always join you. It's always fun. I am a chatty hairdresser by nature, so I can talk. And I love telling stories. So, um, so I am at close to my time being up here. I am looking at the clock now. Is there any last question before we go? I just keep thinking, did I get through everything? I I had so much fun. Thank you. Thank you. Here is to you guys in Australia, and thank you for reading my book. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful event. And hopefully I can see you guys soon in Australia. That would be fantastic. Even if it's not to set a book there, I just need to see Australia because I've been feeling like I've been there on this little virtual book tour. Thank you. It was so nice chatting with you. So I'm going to say bye now and thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed. Thank you for the questions, and you guys are amazing. And again, I am there if you want me to join your book club and whatever. And you can always find me on social media, Deborah Rodriguez, author, and I'm on Instagram, very active on it. So DEBB Deb underscore Rod. You can see me there and chit chat and let me know where I first met you. So bye bye.